Okay. Hey everyone. We're going to be discussing Licorice Pizza, which is in the race for Best Picture at the Oscars. I'm Ashley. I'm in my fourth year of criminology studies with a minor in film, and I'm joined with Beatrice and Will. Tell me a little bit about yourselves. Start with Beatrice.
So I'm Beatrice. I'm just in my third year in media production and design and a minor in film. And I also pass it on to Will.
Hi, I'm Will. Just like Beatrice, I'm third year media production design with a minor in film.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so the description of this movie on Wikipedia is Alana, Kane, and Gary Valentine grow up, run around, and fall in love in California's San Fernando Valley in the 1970s. I don't know if that's a good description of the movie, but it's what's given. So there's going to be some spoilers ahead for the rest of this video. So if you have not seen it, pause the video, go out and watch it, or don't. It's up to you. Okay, so we can start with everybody's first thoughts on the movie. If you want to start, Beatrice.
Yeah, like this one, we were just like talking about it, how it was like not available on any kind of streaming. So it was kind of like a little illegal pirating going on. But at the end of the movie, it was just like, maybe it wasn't like, I didn't feel too bad about doing that. I feel like it's just kind of, a movie that will be like putting you in a different kind of time and like, okay, you can kind of experience that while just watching this movie. You could just like see, I feel like it's all just the aesthetic of like the 70s of the clothes and music and stuff, but also there's a lot of those like little issues that you can come see that's in the 70s of like racism and like how the LGBTQ community was being treated then. So it's like whenever people say like, oh, they wish they lived in a different time, I feel like you can kind of like show this movie and be like, yeah, look, it looks cool and all, but then there's like all these little issues. So like that was like my initial thoughts. It was just like an okay movie for me. It was just like a 3 out of 5. I feel like I would give it, but yeah, I don't know for best picture wise if it has that kind of quality, but that was like my initial thoughts.
Yeah. What about you, Will?
My initial thoughts of it were I'm a big Paul Thomas Anderson fan. So it kind of reminded me like the setting wise of Boogie Nights, his first feature, I believe. And sort of it's like set in LA, just like Magnolia as well. And I guess like he's probably from LA because a lot of his movies are kind of like LA love stories a little bit. It was cool. It was my initial reaction is, and probably a huge topic for discussion of this movie is the age difference between the two characters. There's a weird like creepiness to that. I think it might be underplayed by like because it's the younger guy and the older woman. But I think if you gender swap that, the tone of the movie would be kind of creepy, Like,
Yeah. They kind of do that with like the Sean Penn kind of thing in the middle. I was like, that's kind of weird, but yeah, we can discuss that later, I guess. My initial thoughts, I didn't really have many thoughts. I was just comparing it to a lot of, I tried not to, but I was comparing it to other PTA movies that I watched. Of course, Boogie Nights. I really enjoyed Boogie Nights. This one, I was like, it was kind of lackluster for me.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I thought it was like pretty cool. I was like, oh, the 70s, looks really interesting, But at the end of the movie, I can't remember anything. It just like left my mind immediately after watching, which doesn't usually happen when I watch Paul Thomas Anderson's movies. Usually they stick with me. This one I kind of completely forgot about.
Yeah.
How about you guys? Similar thing, or do you think?
It's definitely not my favorite P.T. Anderson movie, to be honest.
What is your favorite?
I think it's got to be probably Magnolia, and then I'd go with Boogie Nights. But they're both pretty good. I love both those movies. And then There Will Be Blood is also a classic. And I like almost all of his movies. The Master too, it's a really good one. I think this one's definitely one of my lower ranked of his. It's still good. It's still a quality movie. He just has such a good filmography that's like it's kind of stacked against him for that. This is his first movie in a long time, I think. I think he did the Phantom Thread, but that was
it was like 2017.
Yeah.
Like, that was a while back. 2018 maybe. I liked Phantom Thread. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
I need to catch up. I haven't seen anything else. So Licorice Pizza is my first of his. So I guess
really?
Oh wow.
Not a great introduction to him. Phantom Thread was like an Oscar type of movie too, wasn't it?
Yeah. With, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Okay. Boogie Nights was my introduction, and I think that's a great introduction.
I think Boogie Nights would definitely be my like first movie I'd suggest of his. Yeah, his movies are pretty long. They tend to be like, I think Boogie Nights is close to 3 hours.
It goes by so quickly though.
Yeah.
3-hour movie, okay.
Yeah.
Start with that one.
So is Magnolia.
And There Will Be Blood is super long as well.
Yeah.
But I like it. So I didn't like it when I first watched it, but I rewatched it recently and I really enjoyed it for some reason.
Yeah.
The second time around.
But how does it like compare? Does he kind of like have a similar style throughout them? Or is it just more like a kind of production set design was like similar with LA type of location?
Yeah.
Well, There Will Be Blood is sort of like it's about an oil baron. And sort of it's like I don't even know, like 20th century or 19th century sort of time. A very different tone. It's a much darker, prettier movie. I'd say Boogie Nights had a very similar tone to this. This is more like a kid's version of Boogie Nights.
Yeah, that's exactly how I'd put it. Yeah, like his movies tend to focus on like a bunch of like characters, especially in Boogie Nights. Like there's a bunch of stories going on, but they all kind of like form together into one movie, and it's very nice. This one, it was a bunch of stories again, but I felt like they didn't really mend well. I was like, it was just like, oh, there's a bunch of things happening. I don't really know why.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it was kind of the same kind of year, I guess. That's what it kind of reminded me of too. But I think even the writing of this one it was very like comedic and lighthearted. So very much like I guess different from what I'm hearing of it.
No, sometimes he usually has like a dark humor in his movies. Yeah. But this one I didn't find very funny.
No, which part was it like uncomfortable for you?
It's just all the jokes didn't really land for me.
Okay.
Like, however, there's one actor who I think is very funny, but I forget what his name is. He's a younger actor. Skylar Gisondo, is that his name? I thought he was very funny in this movie.
Who is he?
Have you seen any of the actors or actresses before? Besides like Sean Penn and stuff like.
Oh, there's like a lot of people in this movie.
But like the younger people, I didn't really recognize anyone.
Only I recognize him from Booksmart. He was in.
I don't know
that. He was also in a couple of TV shows, but he was the younger guy that Alana goes out with first, who's also the actor. I thought he was really funny.
Okay. I feel like I recognize some of their faces and I'm like, I don't know where they're from, but
yeah, Tom Waits just
like a John C. Reilly had a little cameo.
Oh yeah,
as a monster.
Yeah,
Frankenstein.
Monster. Herman Munster. I was like, I heard him. I forget what his line was, but I was like, was that John C. Reilly? Because I feel like he's always.
And you just see him in his Frankenstein. Yeah, he is.
I'm like not remembering.
John C. Reilly's a funny guy.
It was at the teenager, I don't like festival thing. I don't know what they called
it. Convention thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Don't even remember. should we like go back for like what you were saying of like the whole age gap and age difference thing?
Mm.
I was like thinking because like I guess it's a lot of I would watch like Call Me by Your Name. I really like that one, even that's also like another big issue of like age gap stuff. But I feel like also a lot of like LGBTQ kind of movies would also have big age gaps, but it's like kind of normalized there. But I guess this one I was like really also uncomfortable to watch, but I was like kind of like putting it in the back because I was like, let me just not. I think that would have been like the most annoying part of if I would just focus on that. So I was just like, let me just kind of move it aside.
Yeah.
Well, I would say a difference in like Call Me by Your Name is like their love is a lot more like taboo, and so the age difference between the two characters is just a part of the theme of that in that film. Whereas this, it was like it was definitely it was weird to me. I thought it was like this character is kind of being played like when she has feelings for him, it's sort of like that is illegal. It's like I don't know. I just thought like they played it off very casually. This like it's kind of grooming. I don't know. Like it's hard to call it grooming because it's not presented like that, like a movie like Lolita or something. But it's like it's definitely like I thought it was very casual, the age difference. I do think a part of the reason of that is because like the older one is the woman, so it's like a less of a threatening like aspect to it like that. But I definitely think like if I had a 15-year-old son running around LA with a 25-year-old woman as his girlfriend, I'd be like, excuse me, buddy, like you're grounded. Like,
What about you, Ashley? What do you think about that?
Yeah. I kind of like before I watched the movie, obviously that was a lot of controversy surrounding that on like Twitter and whatnot. And I was just like, well, if I'm going to go into this movie, I'm going to have to kind of just like put that in the back burner, and just try to enjoy the movie as is. But like they keep bringing it up, and I was like, okay. I don't really know how I feel about it. I don't know if it like it ruined the movie for me per se, or if I was just kind of like indifferent to it because I was like, whatever, it is a movie.
yeah.
But I feel like they could have done the exact same movie, same premise and everything if he was just 18,
Yeah.
Like I don't really know why he had to be a 15-year-old. He didn't go to school except to like for the pictures where they meet. Other than that, I don't see the point in him being 15
It's just, like,
and like
really-
a child actor. Well, they
I-
could have still done that bit with him being 18 anyway.
it's
I
like
definitely don't think it ruined the movie. I think it's just like a part of the movie, but it
Mhm.
was definitely like I thought it was just sort of maybe like I've just watched it once. Maybe there's themes that maybe just kind of went over my head. I didn't notice that might work with that more, but I just thought it was
Yeah.
sort of a thing that's just sort of like it's thrown out and just sort of like it's very casual. Whereas like in most movies, if they were doing like a big age difference, it would be kind of like a big central part of the film. I guess it is kind of a central part. Like she is kind of falling in love with him, and he is younger, so it's sort of that forbidden love. But I don't know. I just thought it was like it is kind of a creepy aspect of the film that's kind of romanticized as opposed to like
Mhm.
there's no real moment in the movie where they go, "Hey, what the fuck?" That's probably shouldn't swear on that Carleton thing, but sorry about that.
yeah, you're like the first one who actually had to think about that. I gotta bleep you out now. So.
I apologize, Carleton University.
But yeah, it was just like really like he would try to be acting like this older dude, and she would be much more like acting like a child around. And
Mhm.
certain scenes of just like the scenes like let me just see your boobs, and then she like actually comes back and like like what is going on? Like what?
I was like, okay.
Things like that. I feel like
Sure.
even like they're the main characters too. Like I didn't really like them. I think that's like also the hard part for me to like follow through with a movie when it's like I didn't really like connect with the characters or just like didn't really root for them to get together. So that whole scene of them running towards each other is just like
Yeah.
okay. Like it wasn't a big moment for me.
Yeah. I feel like it would have been better from like a different person's perspective, maybe. Like if this story followed Bradley Cooper's character, I think I would have enjoyed it more because he was just off the rails.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The whole like yeah, I'm learning a lot of. I didn't even know about the whole gas oil crisis happening then, and then
Mhm.
like the whole like people having to fight for this gas. Like I could kind of see that even like right
You can
now.
see that now.
I can see that now, like even happening
Yeah,
now,
with
like
these
with the whole
gas prices. Oh my God.
people like panic buying. I feel like yeah, Bradley Cooper as like right now, he could just
I
show
understand him.
just smashing windows, like trying to light up a gas station on fire. What is going on?
Yeah.
Did we lose Will? Is he still here?
He's frozen.
Let's see that. I'm not sure. Oh, he's back.
Oh.
Have you like I don't know, like compared to like other coming of age movies, I feel like it had that like tone to it, but it wasn't such. I feel like the whole like age gap and all that, and the weird like Asian fetishism that happens too, like that's weird
Oh
stuff.
yeah. That was so weird. Like it's so uncalled for. I really don't understand the point of that.
I guess it's just
Like,
to show like that's what the 70s is, maybe.
but
Like
like,
this is
was it? Like,
it's like this is a thing that actually happens. So then
but they didn't have to do it twice.
I know, yeah. Like he came back with a new wife, but it was just Japanese too. I was like, okay.
It set up that good punchline of, "Oh, I don't speak Japanese." I thought that was a pretty good line. I'm not gonna lie.
I was like, what was he saying before that? Was he actually speaking like,
I don't think so.
oh my gosh. Like, yeah, the whole Japanese was like that's great. I think that's like the one thing that like I heard about a lot on Twitter. A lot of people were like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Like if you laugh at it, why are you laughing? It's like all that kind of like
I had no idea like what the context was even gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like one of the kids just making like a racist comment or something. I thought that's what all this was about. But then I watched it and I was like, what the hell is happening?
Do you think like I feel like obviously the characters got like a racist element to it, but I think it's kind of making fun of him more than it is like a racist joke. You know what I mean? Like the comedy there is like this ridiculous racist, not like he says racist stuff and we're supposed to laugh at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was like also like wasn't there talk about like Vietnam and the whole war? There's some other guy too that was like talking about like shooting them up, like just and
I don't remember.
something.
Maybe.
I was making that up now. I was like can't remember.
With Sean Penn.
I don't know who Sean Penn is.
He was talking for a long time and I kind of like tuned out.
He talks about like Korea for a bit. I remember he has a scene where he just sort of goes off. I don't know if it was a movie. Like it seems like he was in a movie in Korea, but it's hard to tell. Was he a Korean War veteran? I didn't
get the point of his character.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, it's Sean Penn.
Like fun, like short. What I think I read somewhere that like they filmed it as if it was like 20 short like stories, but like sequences happening. So it was like a lot of.
I can see that. Yeah.
Like Bradley Cooper's like little
I like that story. I thought that was funny.
That was great. It was like trying to drive backwards down a hill. Like where you'd see that elsewhere. Would you think this is like best original screenplay worthy compared to I don't even know what other screenplays are like up against now?
Is it Belfast?
I think Don't Look Up is also for best original screenplay. I think at least
it might. You know.
Don't Look Up.
No, not Don't Look Up. This one.
Okay, this one. Yeah.
Just because I feel like they want to give PTA an Oscar.
That's what I was gonna say. I think like he's just got so much clout in that industry. He's definitely gonna get a little bit of extra help along, a little extra love. But at the end of the day, like the Oscars are just the Oscars, and like it's your own personal taste in the movie. I think. I don't know. How do you guys feel about the Oscars? Is that important to you?
I think they're fun, but I always get mad at them, so they're not important at all.
Yeah, I feel like they're fun, but also I feel like just in comparison to like this is like the one like award show like people would look at around the world. So I feel like it's important to like people who like don't really care about movies. This is like the first time for them to even hear about these ones who don't even follow along. So I feel like it is pretty important to like get that out there because I don't think a lot of people like even Japanese like Drive My Car, Japanese movies like that compared to like all just film like study students or like anybody. I feel like
Mhm.
wouldn't even know about it until like they see like oh the Oscars, the thing that
Yeah, and then they
That's fair.
get out.
So I
Also,
think-
if you win an Oscar, you get more clout and more job opportunities than you otherwise would have, which
Yeah.
is good for like newcomers.
I
But
mean,
if it's like
yeah,
Meryl Streep winning for the 10th time, it's
Yeah.
whatever.
Meryl Streep.
I just think like a lot of movies that I really have liked have never ever gone Oscars, were never even like contenders. Like so it's one of those ones that there's a lot of movies I don't like that are
Mhm.
nominated. So it's sort of like there's definitely usually some of the best movies, but if you're into more like genre specific movies, it's like they definitely tend to like cater towards like dramas, of course, and then like I don't know, a lot of biopics of famous people always tend to be nominated. I find that I don't know, but you guys, I'm pretty sick of biopic movies. Like, I think there's the one with Kristen Stewart as
Oh,
Diana.
Spencer.
So yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was really good. I haven't seen it, so I can't make any judgment on it. But when I saw it coming out, I was like, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching another biopic that's gonna win an Oscar. I refuse. Like,
Thankfully, that one didn't really feel like a biopic. It was more of like a horror movie.
oh really?
When I watched it, that's how I interpreted it. I was like, damn, Christmas at the Buckingham Palace seems like a nightmare.
The queen in that is just scary enough to me. Like it would just be a few seconds of her face, and I'm like,
Just like the dinner sequence, I was like, oh God.
yeah, I think it's just
But
like
yeah, it
fear in
wasn't
her.
a typical biopic.
No, okay, maybe I'll give it a shot then.
Yeah, I saw like a whole lineup of also like more actors in the future and like the future movies coming out and biopics that they're gonna be in, like Tom Holland, but I don't remember the whole list.
Mm,
Good for you, Will. There's gonna be more for you, more for you to watch.
yeah.
So I guess like I don't know, do we have any like final thoughts about this movie? Like anything that you haven't like talked about yet that stood out? I didn't know that pinball machines were illegal. Like that was,
Oh yeah. I was like, what?
and I searched it up, and apparently it's because like it was kind of like they considered it as gambling to kids.
Yeah.
They would just like lose their money to it, and then like later on they're like, oh yeah, it requires more skill than like chance. So then they're like, okay, it's
And
legal.
then they started like Chuck E. Cheese, which is casinos for kids.
There's like little things about that. It's like I don't know. It's not cool to look at.
Like it was like a good glimpse at history, but then it was more focused on this creepy romance.
Your romance. I found it funny, just like the whole that circumcision Jew conversation. I think that was like the one thing that I was like, okay, yeah, I can see it for screenplay, just for that.
Yeah, it was so funny. It was just like, no, I'm atheist. And I was like,
No, you're
yeah,
like,
classic.
gosh.
Yeah, it might win. I don't know what else could. So I'd have to look at the list. But then again, it's the Oscars. Who cares?
Okay. I don't know, Will. Yeah, we're gonna probably we're gonna have like another Oscars discussion, Will. So you just
Oh
can
yeah.
bash out the Oscars and that one if you'd like.
I feel like the people are with me. I feel like the Oscars every year gets less and less like publicity. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making that up because like
Who's
that's how I
hosting?
feel. But
There was like 3 different people that they announced as hosts, but I don't know who they are. I don't remember. They're
did I
from
hear it was The Rock? I don't know if I'm making that up or not. I might be just making that up, but I feel like I heard it might be The Rock.
I don't remember The Rock in there, but he needs to. That would be nice. I would like him to host. I would like that. Oh man.
The worst person in the world was also nominated for screenplay, original screenplay. So that might win it.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
I did like that movie. Yeah. It's
Is it
interesting.
romantic comedy? No, romantic
No.
drama. Romance.
Yeah, it starts off as like a romantic comedy and then it turns into a drama at the end.
Am I gonna
Classic
cry?
setup.
Okay. I'm ready for
I don't
my-
think cry, like I didn't cry, but it was just like existential.
Okay.
You're just like, oh,
Okay. Out of 5 stars, how are we gonna rate Licorice Pizza?
I don't want to be too cruel and say like 2 stars. So I might say 3 just because I really liked the flow of it. You know, like the cinematography and the editing thought was nice. And the actors did a good job, I should say
Yeah.
as well.
I would give it a
overall,
3.
yeah.
3. We're all
I
3.
think it's 3. Yeah.
Three
I think
It's in the
definitely-
middle.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's like a goodish movie. It's not a great movie, but it's good. It's better than okay, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I've definitely watched a lot worse movies.
Oh, for sure.
It's definitely, I don't think I'm ever gonna watch it again, unless I'm doing like a P.T. Anderson like run through, which
Mhm.
I do sometimes do. So I might watch it again, but yeah, I would say 3 stars, but definitely probably one of my least favorite P.T. Anderson movies.
I might rewatch it in like a couple of years and then it's a lot better for some reason. Maybe
that does
not.
happen.
I had like no intention of rewatching, but if we all just do like a marathon of like his movies, okay, I'm down for that. All right. So
I need to
guess-
rewatch Boogie Nights.
Okay.
That's what this reminded me to do.
Okay, I'm
Rewatch
for that
Nights.
next. His next one. Okay, so I'm gonna I guess we're gonna wrap up our little discussion here on Licorice Pizza. Haven't decided yet what the next movie will be. So all our discussions will just be on YouTube and on social media. So you can check out any more. And yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna have our Oscar discussion later on. And yeah. All right. Bye everybody.
Bye.